Good morning and welcome into this video, everyone. This is gonna be an interesting one because as you can see, we've got, I think, a couple hundred questions. I'd already scrolled down looking through, oh my goodness. I haven't even looked through all of them, but we're literally gonna do this like free flowing on the spot. I wanna just go through a couple random ones, see what people said. This is gonna be kind of a two-part series, I guess, if you will. There's gonna be a business component and there's gonna be a personal component. So I made two different story posts that I will show you on here right now. These two posts, some of you might have seen if you follow me on Instagram, by the way, definitely do that. Ask any business questions you have. And I did another one, ask any personal questions you have. So you can follow me on Instagram if you guys are not already. It's just my last name @Bowles. But we are going to jump back. Whoop, my story. We're gonna jump through and we're gonna be going through the business questions, as you can obviously tell by the title and thumbnail inside of this video, because a lot of people ask me a lot of questions. So I wanted to put some of these in one place and give people a chance to do it. I'm planning on doing more of these, so let me know if you guys want me to make this maybe like a monthly thing, or if you have any questions to submit for that. I'll probably just end up answering you directly in the comments, so comment something down below if you have a question for me relating to business, okay? So, we're gonna start with the first one on here. Do you recommend a marketing agency? Tips to get started. Here's the thing with the marketing agency. Almost everyone has agency owner in their bio. I run an SMMA. Thank you, Ty Lopez. However, a marketing agency, just because you have this, you don't actually have it if you don't have a legal company and clients. I'm gonna point that out first. Now, should you start, that's just because like that word is too overused. A marketing agency has become so desirable because of the way it's portrayed online, okay? It's still a business when it's actually run. There's still core foundations. It's not easy. It's not easier than other things per se. There's still a lot that goes into it. Now, should you start a marketing agency? Great question. Unfortunately, I have not yet had a conversation with you. What's your name? It doesn't show your name. I haven't had a conversation with you. So here's a couple key components to think about. This kind of relates to the tips to getting started. You're gonna need to know a couple of skills. Sales. Sales is the very first thing. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is prospecting, okay? And you need to close a sale. So there's obviously a lot that goes into just that one component right there. Acquiring a client, because they could ask to talk to a past client. Well, if it's your first client, that's more difficult. How do you close them? Do you give them a discount? The way that makes your marketing agency be perceived if you give a discount is different. Now, on the other hand, they could be asking for proof of like prior work and results. Well, if you're just getting started, you might not have that. So one thing I recommend to people is for your very first client, for one client and one client only, do it for free in the beginning to someone you know is well connected. Because if you do it for free for them and you get results, you'll immediately be able, within a couple months of them getting results, to go tap into like 5 or 8 or 10 of their friends who are all gonna be immediately willing to pay you because they also have businesses, they're also connected with that guy, so he can send you a warm referral. You'll be able to close most of them. Ideally, they're like different businesses, and you're gonna immediately have a great base of retainers, or however you wanna structure your payments. So, should you start a marketing agency? Sales, you gotta know that. The next component, the hardest one, kind of, delivering results, okay? You gotta know how to run ads. If they need a website built, do you know how to do that? Do you know how to code? Okay, you're gonna have to hire someone. Where do you hire them? You have to talk to them, that takes time. I'm not trying to discourage anyone here, I'm just throwing kind of what goes into it. Communication with clients. This is one of the reasons that most agencies have a downfall. I see this all the time, okay? Things where the communication is not good, clients get angry, they leave, okay? So, you know, things like making a contract, talking to a lawyer about that, there's a lot that goes into an agency. However, the upsides, retainers are really cool. You probably will have opportunities for percentage, maybe even equity if it's a certain business. Plus, it also takes technically no initial startup capital. You're learning great skills along the way. It's an amazing business model. Definitely consider looking into it if that's something where kind of the things I said are your skills. If you know sales and you've learned Facebook ads, maybe that's something that'll work for you. You know, maybe you're not comfortable going door to door, you know, business to business, which I've done. Maybe you want to scour LinkedIn or send a bunch of emails and get on calls, or just call the business directly. Keep in mind, that's also sales. You're gonna have to get through the gatekeeper and get to someone in charge, which is a difficult task to do in itself. So a marketing agency is a great business. It's you know, still hard like anything else. There's a lot of things that go into it. Should you start it? Potentially. You know, I can't really give 100% advice. I think it is a great business model. Just be alert that a lot of people have like, you know, don't be like, oh, I'm an agency owner, but you have no legal business, you have no clients. You know, just do your thing. Definitely focus on that. That'd be really cool if you could do that. Another one. Someone said, Oh man, someone said, what's your secret to affiliate marketing? Okay. This person, Brandino, must know that when I was first starting to grow Instagram influencer pages, I started making like $500 to $1,000 a month, growing the actual pages and paying for shout outs. Now what happened is I started realizing, why are people paying me to promote? I just thought about it logically. I was like, people are paying me to post on my big Instagram pages that had hundreds of thousands of followers. They're paying me because they're making money, right? They're getting something out of it. So I learned that I could do a couple things called affiliate marketing. That was one of them, aside from e-commerce. So with affiliate marketing, I found offers that my audience, you know, my different pages built in different industries, like for example, the entrepreneur industry. So I started selling different things, you know, different softwares and whatever, as an affiliate where I get a cut. So I don't have to own anything. I don't have to own or build a website, none of that. All I have to do is promote a link. If people buy, I get paid. So the secret to affiliate marketing, having an audience to promote to. Right now, if you wanted to start just like directly running an affiliate offer through Facebook ads, Facebook is so like hard on it. I know people who are some of the top super affiliates with ClickBank. It's such a hard thing, you know, like Facebook is so regulated around that. But if you have an audience and pushing an offer like that can fall in line with something they would love to buy or it would help them, that's definitely a cool secret. But having an audience, providing value and a good offer, I guess those are the secrets. You know, there's not really too many secrets. Now, another one. How do you better your tax game? Question mark. Loopholes? Question mark. Okay, legally, I cannot talk about taxes. This has been told to me by my legal team. I'm not allowed to give you tax advice on here. There's a disclaimer at the bottom of the description in every video. This should be taken solely as an opinion, not advice. Now that I've said that, I can say whatever I want. Taxes, okay? If you're inside the US, I highly recommend you go open an LLC, okay? You can open it in a state that you don't live in. You'll need to find an address or somewhere for most states to register it. Things like Delaware, you don't actually necessarily need an address. There's ways around that. Now, you can file, you'll have the legal right to file your LLC as an S Corp. That's something that you will be able to do. So, when you're doing that, you're gonna be taxed under a different tax bracket. Now, certain types of companies, if you're running, you know, a restaurant versus a construction company, or, you know, like a, I don't even know, like a, what do you call it, like a big bomb and manufacturing company for weapons for the army, that's a totally different thing. I'm talking about just for most businesses. Then you'll be classified under a different tax bracket. I believe the S Corp for most places, you know, it's a federal thing and there's, you know, differences between the states. You'll be paying in the 20% range of taxes, okay? I did not file as an S Corp last year, so I had different things set up. Personally, you can write basically everything off. You're gonna wanna still pay yourself a little bit personally so that on paper, it looks like you as a person are making money, not just your company. That will affect things like credit lines, money that's available to you for a loan. If you ever wanna get a mortgage, a car payment, lease a car under yourself, not your company, you're gonna need to be able to show proof of history, so you need to have been paying yourself. Everything I spend pretty much is under the company. You know, like the office chair over this temporary setup while I'm furnishing this place as an office, it's a write-off, right? I work from there. Even all my properties, I write all of them off that I'm renting, except for the one that I currently live in. Now that one, I can write off half of it because I still work from home. So it's some great advantages. You know, it's not free money just because you can write it off. Your business still has to make revenue, but like I chop a lot of money, you know, off the top in expenses. You know, so it's definitely a good thing to be able to do that, and you pay tax on the rest, but that should answer that. I don't wanna get too deep into taxes, okay? Someone said, actually a couple of people were asking this question. I guess here's one version of it. Victor said, what's it feel like to be a millionaire at your age? You're very humble. I like that, by the way. Victor, I appreciate the kind words there. What is it like? Let me get one thing clear. I don't have $1 million sitting liquid. I don't talk about exact money. I'm not sitting on $1 million liquid. I put my money places. What's it like? You know, I guess like living that, doing the thing. It's super cool. You're gonna realize if you actually worked for it and did it yourself and it took you some time and you didn't just like make it all overnight. You're gonna realize it's not as cool as you thought. There's still problems. Granted, I would not trade my old situation 2-3 years ago and the problems that I had then. I would not trade that for what I have now. It's much better now. It is a lot of work. You know, there's a lot of pressure. There's people. You have to constantly be worried about people trying to be your friend for the wrong reason, and that's only amplified if you have any sort of attention or following online nowadays. Everybody's all about clout. Like you literally have, you know, the clout house, which like it's cool. I know I have some friends in there, whatever. I know some of those people who are hanging out, but like the clout house, like come on, you know, everybody's all about the attention online, so you do have to be careful. I'm not saying I'm famous, I'm not saying I'm rich, but having certain things that other people don't, there's envy, there's jealousy, there's direct hate. I don't get a lot of hate at all, but there's still people. There's also funny things. I don't want to show it just because I don't want to be mean and show the person's name. There's multiple people from my old school that I could literally scroll, you know what, fuck them. Anyways, I'm gonna show you this literally with no cuts, all right? This person used to give me a lot of crap for trying to start a business. I'm not gonna put their name on camera. This person consistently, I just remember this, was not a supportive person. There's multiple people like this. My middle school bully has hit me up asking for help, multiple people. This person specifically, I'm gonna show you 2 years worth of conversation where I've never replied to him and he sent me hundreds of messages, okay? Like, I'm gonna try and block this out as best I can, okay? Like all this stuff. Dude, wanna know, it's like on a Lamborghini, it's always been my dream, saying stuff like lucky, but I'm just gonna do this, okay? All of this. Constantly replying to me. You can look at the dates here. March, let's keep scrolling here. Da-na-na-na. February, oh my God, this is like last year, okay? We've got so far. The only thing I've hit him with was maybe, okay? Like, this is back into 2017. So like, I obviously don't want to show too much of his stuff, but like, people will come back and it's funny. It's also cool, you know, like people come back for that reason, but, oh, this is a little bit unfocused here. It does get a little bit annoying, okay? It does, there's that component to it. People always want something, friends, family, old acquaintances, whoever. It is what it is. You know, I love to help out. That's kind of my personality type, but I have to focus on myself too. You know, you can't just be taken advantage of. So what is it like, to kind of summarize that one? It's really cool. My biggest thing is the freedom. Like, what means the most to me and almost sometimes brings tears to my eyes is being able to have the full freedom, not even just to, like, if I want to go buy something, like this guy, you probably didn't even know was sitting there. You know what, like little things. The biggest thing for me that means the most is if I want to get in my car and go to another state right now, I'll be gone in 5 minutes. I'll be gone in 5 minutes. I have no full ties anywhere if I want to go somewhere for a week because I feel like I'm not being productive. I can do that. That simple freedom to me means the most. That's it. So like, I do it because of the freedom, which comes partly financially, comes from time structure, what I do for work, location freedom, the people I'm with. So that to me means the most. I didn't purposefully structure my life that way, but you know, certain things ended it up like that. I didn't really think like, oh, I'm gonna wanna leave at the last minute, but I can, which is really cool. Okay, so let's look for another great question. There's a lot on here, by the way, so I apologize if I didn't answer yours. Maybe I'll do some more of these. Good question. Turbo Leonard, what do you do when you feel lazy? I leave to another state sometimes. When I feel lazy, I try to just go out of the house. I'll go for a drive, I'll go for a walk. I live on the water here, but you know, I'll just go for a walk, you know, down the canal or do whatever, and I'll just go like do something outside. If you're not feeling productive at work, and like this is, I guess, usually when you work at home or in an office, don't force yourself to work because it's not gonna be quality work, it's not gonna be productive with your time. Go spend 30 minutes doing something. Go get food. Don't get a lot of food and get healthy food, because if you try and eat food, like you'll immediately feel tired and slow afterwards, pretty much no matter what you eat. So I eat small amounts. I do intermittent fasting. I do fasted cardio in the morning when I work out. Then I eat at about 2 p.m. Usually I go get a healthy bagel right before the bagel shop closes at 3. I'll eat just one bagel. Then I won't eat until like 7 or 8 at night. I'll have a nice big healthy meal and a snack later at night before I go to bed. So that, you know, there's a couple things when you're feeling lazy, you know, it's just gonna be a consistent skill. If you're just getting started with stuff, you've been, you know, you're naturally have been a lazy person, it's gonna take time to change that. You can't just switch your habits overnight. But if you become 1% better every single day, if everything you do just gets better by 1%, you'll be over 3 times better by the end of the year. So like just focus on consistent progression and discipline. That's gonna be the best skill you can build, okay? How do I start drop shipping? Common question. I have like 500 or 600 videos on this channel. At least half of them are based around e-commerce. You can go check it out there. We have programs linked down below, which is like, I never talk about it. I genuinely believe in those products. That's why I created it. That's why I have no problem mentioning it. They have created a lot of money worth of student results. You know, hundreds of individual successful people, multiple millionaires, like people actually using that to build a skill. And it's funny, some of them have taken it from e-commerce and now run an agency as well, because a lot of the skills are transferable there. So, you know, that's a great resource if you have, you know, a little bit of money money. Don't go waste your money on ads. That's what I did. I've told that story before on the channel. You can go back and find that. But you know, it would make a lot more sense to pay, you know, our HSD program's like 500 bucks. Like in comparison to what you're getting, that's nothing. So that's how I always view it. That's what I invested in, things like that in the beginning. Okay, someone said, let's see, do old winning products still win? It all comes down to marketing, but products can still and will die out. Okay, so always know that, even if you have data. Someone said, another one, your old course still worked. They're talking about HSD. HSD has been around for 2 years. It's tried and tested. People still make money with it because I constantly update it, and the strategies that don't get updated still work. So yes, still works. Someone said, easy way to make $100 a day. I literally made a video on this like a week ago. Definitely go check that out. I gave you like 7 different methods, 3 online, 3 offline, and 1 that's mixed. So definitely check that out. For this final one here that I want to wrap up, this is going to be applicable to a lot of people. Sully Welch said, 15-year-old entrepreneur advice, okay? This is something I talked about the other day when I was giving a little bit of a rant while I was driving the Lambo. Yeah, I was just talking my mind on like a few certain things. When you're 15, you're young. I was hungry at 15, hungrier than ever. I was trading stocks, I was starting to build my Instagram pages. All I wanted to do was make money so that I could have fun, not go to college, and buy a fast car. That's it. So if those material things motivate you, use it. Leverage it. If that gives you an extra spurt to do an extra 30 minutes of work during the day, use it. Put a picture of that stuff on your wall. Make it your background. It doesn't matter what people say. Oh, you're materialistic. You're not necessarily materialistic because of that. You just lack bigger picture focus. If this is you, which was me in the beginning, and pretty much is everyone, and that's fine because it's gonna get you to work and do it, and if that can do it successfully, that's good. And as you grow, as you evolve, and as you start making money, that will change. It will change, I promise you that. So if you're 15, set yearly targets. Like make it your goal to, by the end of this year, to be making at least $5,000 a month. That's very attainable. You'll be sitting on 6 figures by the time you're 18. Your income will continue growing, and make it your goal to be at like 30K a month by the time you're 18. You have 3 years to do that. You might try multiple different businesses that fail in that meantime. You might, if you're doing e-commerce, start a bunch of stores. None of it works. Products don't work. If you don't have money, get a job. Go get a job. You're gonna need cash and cash flow. You know, this really applies to anyone. You don't need it to happen fast. And this is like what I said in the video I was talking about in the Lambo. You don't need a Lambo right now. You don't need one in 6 months or when you turn 16 if you're 15. And as hypocritical as that sounds, trust me, I wanted the same thing. I really did. And yes, I still got it when I was 18, but I waited. I got it a year after I was planning on getting it. I waited a year. A year. That's a long time to me. I'm not a very patient person. I'm all about action. So like, you know, and people are like, oh, you got it because your personal brand. That was a great way to validate it. That's not why I bought that car specifically. That was a way I validated doing it sooner, but a great deal popped up. I actually bought the car for my friend. It made all the sense. I wanted the car. It was an early birthday present. I had a great year, great start to the new year. And to me, it was just a reward. You know, like I waited for that a long time. And the aspect of it from a personal brand, if that was the only reason I was doing it, I would have bought the car a year ago. I would have bought the car a year ago. My YouTube would be way bigger. That wasn't my focus. I wanted to put my money in certain other places to make sure I was good, my incomes were set, and that I could properly build off of a base that I hadn't yet built yet. So now it was built. Okay, so that's kind of me and my reasoning behind that, which would be a full nother video. But yeah, if you guys are just getting started in entrepreneurship, it's not hard. It's gonna be the hardest industry you've ever been in. Understand it, but it's gonna be one of the most rewarding. You're gonna grow the most as a person because you're gonna go through a lot of things. Physically, mentally, emotionally, in relationships, spiritually, it's gonna tear you apart. It is going to rip your eyeballs out and shove them up your, you know? So like it is a tough thing to do, but I promise you, it is so worth it. And I know that might sound cliche. It is. It's hard. I go through struggles. I'm gonna go through a lot more. I bet I haven't even started. But you know what? That's part of the process. You gotta learn to like that. You know, you're just gonna constantly, I like growing as a person. Humans naturally are happy with progression. So as long as things are progressing for you, you're gonna be doing well. So keep focusing on that. What was your name again? Sully, like seriously, if you're 15, keep hustling. I respect that. You're 15. Definitely take advantage of, you know, my YouTube content, any other people you know out there who are legit, who are doing what you want to be doing, who you resonate with. Definitely go ahead, watch that. Just be careful of being taken advantage of. Like, that's happened to me all the time. It probably will to you at some point, just being honest. It might not be now, it might be in 7 years. But you know, it happens a lot. So do be careful about that. You're gonna learn a lot of lessons, you're gonna have a lot of fun, and hopefully make a lot of money and build a cool life for yourself around what you wanna do. So yeah, if you guys want more videos like this, definitely be sure to drop a like. Also, drop a like if you enjoyed it. Again, I'm gonna be doing that personal Q&A sometime soon as well, because those questions have been getting submitted too. I'm gonna let that one sit for a little bit longer before I film it. So, with that being said, you guys, I do appreciate you watching. I genuinely appreciate all the support on the channel. Sending you guys nothing but love. I'm sorry if I didn't answer your question. We're gonna be doing a lot more stuff. You know, I can answer one quick. Let's do a 20-second round. When is it okay to take money from results once you don't need to invest it back into your ad spend anymore? What do you do when you're feeling unproductive? I get up and I leave. I do something different. What do you think about Google AdSense for Shopify? I don't personally do it. Will dropshipping sustain you for life, or you diversify? Dropshipping will not last me for life, absolutely not. It's also not what I want to do for life. I'll go into different industries. How many stores do you run at the moment? Like 7-ish. I'm working on a dozen. What's the best way to motivate someone? I don't know, you're gonna have to find what they're interested in. That's a bunch of little speed round questions, a little bonus for you. I wanted to give you a more in-depth answer on a few that I really like to pick out. So again, you guys, don't forget to like the video. I'd greatly appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Seriously, we're about to hit 120K. That's wild, that's blowing my mind. I love you guys, I appreciate it. If you have a question for me, drop it in the comments down below. Make sure to tune back in for tomorrow's video, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Peace. And you know what? I want to add this clip and stick with me real quick. That question that Victor asked about what does it feel like to be a millionaire? I related that personally pretty quick, and I do apologize for that because this is more of a business-oriented one. The thing that, and the reason I don't like spend a crazy amount, like yes, I spend money, I invest into a lot of things, but the millionaire component, the reason it means a lot to me from a business perspective is because it gives me more options for businesses. 2-3 years ago, if I wanted to start a software and had an idea, I couldn't even put up $3,000. I couldn't put up $5,000 because that'd be all or more money than I had. So to me, it opens up a lot more opportunities. It's, you know, the things I'm doing are a stepping stone to something else. So that's what it really means. It means a lot because I want to do other things, and I love being able to take advantage of things that I'm interested in. So I hope that answers your question. Again, I'll see you guys later.